So yo, before the video starts, I just wanted to tell you, this video is very heavy on spoilers, so if you're not afraid of spoilers, you're welcome. If you don't like spoilers, I'd recommend you to read your watch Hunter, and Solo Leveling. But if you're okay with that, welcome to the club, and also don't forget to join my Discord. Link is in the description. So hi there and welcome to my daily rants about nothing. A few days ago I finished reading Solo Leveling webtoon, and there I noticed something which got me really thinking. It was Chimera Arc. Well, you see, one of my favorite animes was Hunter x Hunter, and the best arc there, by what I know and remember, was Chimera Arc. Increasing suspense, fear, evadingness, strength, rivalry, and then I saw Chimera Arc in Solo Leveling. Those are definitely two different arcs you can think of. One story of the ones who all are heroes, and a second story, the story of one who is the only hero in the universe. And of course, before we start, I'm just gonna do a quick rundown of what these universes are, so you just understand if you don't know, but if you know, you can skip to the time on the screen. I mean, I don't know if you don't want to, of course. Hunter x Hunter's story starts from a boy who just wants to be the very best, like no one ever was. But, yeah, this boy doesn't really matter because the story is not about him in a Chimera Arc. Instead, there's this old guy who's literally the strongest human character in Hunter x Hunter, Netero. He can literally stop time. He can use some OP attacks. His body is almost invulnerable. So, yeah, he just does 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, 10 kilometers to run, and no conditioner in the sun. Of course not. But nonetheless, he's the strongest character in this universe, and for this topic, other characters doesn't matter in this universe. And on the other hand, we're having Solo Leveling, which protagonists can level up. Yeah, I know it sounds scuffed, but he's the only one who can level up in this universe. So for example, if everyone else in this universe is born with some potential, like most of the population doesn't have any skills at all, other 5% are having some skills, starting from the lowest tier D and going up to S rank. Well, there's some other ranks, but don't worry about that. So, and you can't go out of your tier, you're just stuck there. You can't get better, you can't level up. But the main character doesn't give a fuck. He just dies and then he can gain levels. I don't know why, I don't know because of what, but sure I guess, so why not? So now about the arcs themselves. How they start. And Hunter x Hunter gonna kill used a spell, which brought them to the Kite. They didn't know themselves what's gonna happen, so they didn't expect anything. So later on the way, Kite and his team found about the Chimera Arcs. A little bit of Chimera Queen's Claw was lying somewhere on the beach, and you know, Hunter Association were notified about that, and they knew there might be some problems in the future, so you know. Kite's quest was now to find where it came from and stuff like that. Who cares about it? Let's just keep that. So in Solo Leveling, there's things such as portals. Well, basically dungeons. Humans can go into dungeons, kill the boss, and quit. But if they don't kill the boss in 7 days outside of a dungeon, well, the dungeon opens and it boss and the other things come out, and that's a big problem, because there Chimera Arc starts from the fact that about 3 or 4 years ago the dungeon was opened on some small island, and that's actually pretty sad because throughout that whole time the ants was evolving and basically they now can fly across the ocean, and that's very sad to be honest, because now humans are not having so much time left, so they need to go now and kill the ants, or you know, they'll maybe probably fuck. So both arcs start from the same thing basically. They're both speedruns. And if you can speedrun the game, well, the Ant King gonna be born and both of the sides know that, so yeah, it's kind of speedrun. So what do we have on both sides now? Hunter x Hunter is slowly introducing us to the problem, geometrically increasing the difficulty, which main characters will face. Saying normally, basic ants from the second or third generations are already great danger to the hunters, because basically saying ants are having intelligence from their previous lives, and this is very bad to be honest, because yeah, you know. Also to add, levels of ants are gradually increasing, because Queen Ant is consuming more efficient food, such as Net Hunt, so that gives her a lot of power. After that in the story comes the birth of a royal guard, such as Neferpitu, Shiapoof, and then, yeah, just TP. So to say, Neferpitu, the first of the 3 royal guards, managed to solo one of the good hunters out there, Kite. Yeah, that guy. I can't really say what his level actually was because we, well, didn't see his in action, but you know. I mean, he lost his arm while saving the gun, while this thing jumped on them. No, just read the man. But I still think Neferpitu would win, nonetheless. So that's to say about the rogue guards. They're strong enough to target most of the people. Well, maybe except Netero and other high-tier hunters. And then finally comes the king, the guy who can increase his Nen potential by consuming more of the Nen users. And to say the least, from the very beginning of his life, he was stronger than his rogue guards. Already, I mean. So that already sets him near Netero and other high-tier hunters. So that's about Hunter x Hunter, but what does Solo Leveling have about it? Instead, let's start from the main protagonist. He's the only dude in his universe who can increase his stats. So as I said, everyone else in his universe are basically creeps. He's the hero. That just sounds funny, but you know, nobody in his universe can increase his stats this way. So that sets him above anyone else in this universe. And by the end of Chimera Arc, he was literally the strongest character in his universe. So yeah, I mean, why just not to give like a single human in the universe a spell to upgrade his level? Why only one guy? What is that? Why? So as I said, Jin-Woo, as the main protagonist, literally defeated the Demon Lord himself before the Chimera Arc. So what does that tell to us? That tells us only one thing. Not humanity should fear the Ant King. The Ant King should fear Jin-Woo. And this is actually not a joke. He's like the strongest character, Jesus Christ. Oh, of course, how I forgot about that. He's getting stats every literal day, not by only increasing his level. Just by existing and doing some exercise, he's getting stats. This is just why. Okay, yeah, I know, but still, he gains stats, that's cool. So let's just skip all of this little stuff and just jump to the final battle. In Hunter x Hunter, battle started from tethered scope with actions. There was two teams who were supposed to take care of different things. For example, first team should be taking care of guards, while the second team should have taken care of Merriam himself, the King Ant. So the first team started invading, the second team started invading the same time, but sadly for the second team, yeah, some shit happened. Basically saying Netero and Zeno, which is the second strongest hunter, who cares about that, couldn't really defeat the Merriam himself, because yeah, it's kind of awkward situation. Instead, Merriam offered them to go to the other place to take a real fight without touching his only and real friend, Komugi, the only valuable thing to human life. Yeah, no, it kinda sounds weird. And they agreed to go somewhere else, and they went there. So, the final battle, Netero versus Merriam. By that moment, Merriam was already at the level of Netero, or even higher, but we don't even know that by that time. So Merriam doesn't really want to fight, and likes to have a peaceful life, because he knows the value of life. But instead, Netero just says, nah, I understand you want to live a peaceful life, but dude, I don't know, let's just fight. So that's not the best condition to do that, but who cares, right? Let's just animate. Let them do their shit. So the fight started, and the first hit will decide who's actually stronger. And, yep, he's still alive. Netero is weaker than Merriam. Well, in my opinion, of course. So a long time goes, Merriam is struggling Netero to the point he loses his arm and leg. And the final moment, it's so or nothing. Netero charges his greatest attack of the sole purpose of defeating the Ant King himself. All his power. The game reports itself. And sadly for nothing. Merriam keeps himself alive and mostly doesn't care. Just not. So that's the end. Merriam won? I guess? So Netero wins by using dirty strats of nukes and God of Anime on his unless... Yep, Merriam is alive again with the new powers. It's the end. But actually... Yep, he doesn't care anymore and wants to just play with his friend Komugi. And is that it? Mostly peaceful? Nope, he dies from nuclear radiation. It's a beautiful story with a long way to discover and understand, but I'm just telling you that in a few minutes. Go and watch that, it's way better to watch it than to hear some random YouTuber. And now the soul level. The final battle starts from the multiple highest tier hunters being landed on the island. 4 different teams split across the island call for the ants, and they come out from their nest. Final team enters the lair to defeat their most enemy, Ant King. They safely proceed inside just to know one problem. The king was born. And while outside fighters fight against some random ants, Real King pops up and defeats all of the 4 teams one by one. After that, he proceeds inside the lair where he finds his final enemies. He starts chopping them off one by one, but wait, where's the main protagonist? Where's Sung? Alright, he just chills with his mind. Ha, just kidding. He's the fight already by literally teleporting, what the fuck? Yeah, I know, that's kind of scout, but that's a story. So the final frontier, Ant King versus Jin-Woo, and what can go wrong? Yeah. Literally destroy Duncan in a few blows. Yeah, so what are we talking about? Humanity saved, peace is contained. So that's the very basic explanation of how 2 different stories went, the hard story and the OP story. So soul leveling theme is mostly about getting as OP as possible by now, but literally fighting yourself, not the other. Well, Hunter x Hunter is about everyone being basically the same. The more you train, the more you get. But don't forget, you're not the only one out there. And that's basically the story of one the god and all the gods. Does the story even matter if the main protagonist can one-shot the strongest enemy? Of course it does. I enjoyed both of these stories and I highly recommend you to read or watch them both. So thank you for watching and listening to this old man talking about some random stuff on the internet, and I'll see you next time. Peace!